I'll start recording now. And I might make a gameplay channel and just post like episodes and stuff. Which I mean, I guess for YouTube, if you're seeing this, welcome to the gameplay channel. I for stream, you people on this side, that's where I guess underneath me is where chat is. But I have another channel called Goop Plays, which is the gameplay channel. I had some of this. I might need to turn down the music on this again. I don't know about you, it's really loud for me. But I'd played this. There's some episodes on there. I'd played. Actually, those episodes got pretty popular, so that's why I might pick it up again because they got around. Like, hang on, I might look up how many views some of those got. This is really professional to have in the actual episode. Let's see, Goob plays. Oh gosh, there's a lot of Goop plays channels out there. Oh dear. I don't think that mine would be easy to find. Maybe if I do this. You know what? It doesn't matter right now. They got popular. I wanted to play this again. So if this is on YouTube and you see it, hi, welcome. I stream these on Mondays. Come join in. It's a lot of fun. I get off work at around 2:30, so I start streaming around 3, Mountain Standard Time. Now to actually play the game and explain it. Okay, darkness and silence surround you. A vague sense of falling slows second by second. Where am I? What am I? What is going on? These are future releases. I can't wait for these. Anyways, so this tutorial main quest. A flashlight brighter than anything you remember proceeds to fall to a stone floor. This is almost as jarring as realizing that you actually don't remember much of anything at all. Let's talk to the mage over there. Little planeswalker Reth. Voice acting? Can you hear that super well? Can you not hear the voice acting that like this guy talking? I might have set the game a little too quiet on the capture. Cool. We're just gonna turn that up. Can you hear the music?
You can use it anytime to return here. But please, be careful, Planeswalker.
Something else for you, Rep. Take these coins, but do not spend them with merchants. What are they then? What are they for? Okay. So I start with a bunch of these coins, gold and gems. These are challenge coins. Spellcasters of Chandelar will often gather to hold tests of skill. These coins will grant you entry to contests, and the prizes available can help you on your journey. Oh yeah, I basically doubled the volume on stream. Show the coin to innkeepers. If there is a group in the town, the innkeeper will direct you to them. I will reopen the portal you arrived through now, but it cannot send you back from wherever you have come. On the other side, you will find the Barrens of Chandelar, which I, and now you, call home. You find yourself stranded on an unknown plane. It's time to get your bearings. All major locations in Chandelar can be divided up into two categories, towns and dungeons. A navigation arrow should now appear around your character. Follow it to a nearby town. Try to avoid any enemies that pop up along the way. And follow all the roads. All roads lead to a town, and you move faster on the roads. Oh, I ride a bear? Gosh, dwarf was a great choice. Most towns in a given region of Chandelure will look very similar to one another and offer the same basic services. Inns contain some special events. You can also sell extra cards there or buy temporary extra health. The question signs denote a town square or a job board where you can obtain side quests. All the other buildings with signs out front are shops. Most sell cards. To leave town, walk back toward the edge of the screen, just below your current location. Entering a friendly town will also restore any missing hit points for free. Explore the town if you want, and leave when you are ready to continue. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of shops here. This is the town square. You go there for quests. This is equipment that I can equip to my character. What the? I didn't know this was a thing. Whatever. Which are stuff like this. I start with some boots that make me move a little faster. But some of the other equipment, like, start with +2 health or +3 health. Start with a wall token, or, start with some more health. These boots are just better than the ones I have because they make me move faster and have more health. I only have 250 gold, and these cost like 2,000 at the least. So I'm not getting those anytime soon. We'll continue the tutorial, go from there. Your navigation arrow should now direct you to the nearest dungeon, this one. Many quests will send you to dungeons, but you are also free to enter them without a quest. Follow the navigation arrow and travel to a dungeon. Oh, it's not going to direct me towards that one. That's good, because this is dangerous. There's also an enemy there. I'm gonna look at my deck real fast. I don't like having the layout like this. I would like to change it. There we go. Okay. So any given Magic deck contains, at the minimum, 40 cards. And it can contain as many cards as you want it to. And it can contain 4 copies of every single card. Besides basic lands, which I will get to those in just a sec. So you have artifact cards, which you can play those, and they're on the field, they do different things. I can tap these for mana. I'll explain that in a moment. Enchantments, which enchant creatures or do other things depending on what the card says. These are creatures, you play them, you can use them to attack, they have different abilities, all of the above. It's another enchantment, I have a lot of enchantments here actually. More creatures. Wow. No instants or sorceries. Interesting. Yeah, this deck is going to be interesting. Anyways, and then you have lands. So lands are what you can tap for mana. To tap something, you basically just turn it to the side. Say, I tap this for any given ability. Something like this. Oops, I did not mean to remove it from the deck. I need that back, please. I was hoping I could get like a close-up view of it. I can't. No. Essentially, there's that little tap symbol right there, which means you can tap it and it'll give you one of these 2 types of mana. Which are blue mana and white mana. These lands can tap for either blue or white, and they enter the battlefield tapped. You can only play 1 land a turn, and I guess actually the best way to explain this would be to actually get into a fight, so I'm gonna do that. 0-0. I haven't fought any of these yet. These are the anti-cards. Attached to a creature. So for reference, an anti-card is essentially, we both put up a card. And the winner gets both of them. So if I win, I get his Obero Palace of the Clouds. And if he wins, he takes my Face of Divinity. So I've won the coin toss, so I can choose to play first or draw first, because you don't play on your very first turn. I would love to play first, because it means that I get to drop a land first. You can only drop 1 per turn. And I can choose to mulligan, which means I would take my hand, shuffle it back into my deck. I would draw the same amount of cards, but then I'd have to put one of them back on top of my deck, so my starting hand is less than it could have been. This hand actually looks fine, so I am going to keep it. That has an enter the battlefield effect. Enchant the creature I control. I can't play anything super fast, but these do show what its mana cost is. So this means that I have to tap 1 white mana and 2 of anything else to be able to play this card. I've played my land for turn, and I can't do anything else, so I'll move on from there. He played his 1 land for turn, and passed. This is my Meandering River, which I mentioned. It's a dual land, which means it can tap for either of the 2 colors, but it does enter tapped, so I cannot use it the turn I play it. So we move on. For reference also, turn order goes upkeep, draw, or untap, upkeep, draw. So the very first thing that happens on every one of your turns, which we'll show here in a moment, oh, he is playing a creature. So he played 1 blue and 1 of anything else, so he paid 2 blue mana to play... Oh, heck yeah, apple juice is the best. I wish I had apple juice. So when he casts this, it goes onto the battlefield. And when this deals combat damage to a player, it makes me discard a card, which sucks. So those 2 both stay tapped for the turn. He can't use them anymore. And when he plays this, it has something called Summoning Sickness, so creatures can't attack on the turn that they are summoned. And then it goes to my turn. And there was the upkeep, untap, and draw. So I drew a card, and both of my lands untapped. Excuse me, I gotta go get some water. I gotta refill my water bottle. My throat is getting really dry. Okay. Sorry about that. That was unprofessional of me, to say the least. Okay. So now that I have 3 mana, I can play one of my things. So I can either play Arden Intrepid Archaeologist. So at the beginning of combat on my turn, I can attach any number of auras or equipments I control to target permanent or player. I'll explain that when that one comes up. A permanent, I guess, is anything that stays on the field. So all of these are permanent, all of these things that are down. Everything in my hand is considered a permanent. I don't have any instants or sorceries in this deck. It didn't give me any, so I can't show those off yet. But I think my best bet is actually to play the Heliod's Pilgrim, because it'll let me put an enchantment right into my hand. So I think I'm going to do that. So I tapped all 3 of my mana, and I'm able to play this. When I play it, then I have the option to look through my library, look through my deck, and choose an aura card, which are these. It's an enchantment that you can see on it, it says aura. And I can put it in my hand, then shuffle my deck. I would love to activate this. So I can do... Enchanted creature can't be blocked, and whenever it deals, or whenever it attacks, then I scry 1. So that's not bad. Each aura attached to it and has vigilance. That's really good. However, this isn't one that I should pick, because it costs 2 blue mana, and I currently only have 1. Though I do have an island in my hand, so that might not be a bad idea to do. This one... We'll actually take the Auramancer's guys. Because I convinced myself. I'll play that next turn, and I'll have enough mana for it. And we'll pass the turn to him. So he chooses not to attack me, because if he does, his creature would lose. It has one attack, and 1 health, where my creature has 1 attack and 2 health. So his would lose, my creature would still survive that. So there we go. This is an instant card. It's something that you can play at any given time, so he can play it during his turn or during my turn, and it's something that he just plays, and it immediately goes into the graveyard. It's not a permanent, it doesn't stay on the field, it does its effect, and then it's gone. So he's drawing 2 cards, then he discards 2 cards, and untaps up to 3 lands? That's pretty good. I guess it's alright. But because of that, he untapped his lands and he could use them again. So he was able to do this. We put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead? I guess he was discarding this card, he's not playing it. Or he did. It has to have been something with the opposite side of the card. There are some cards that are 2-faced cards that you do something and you flip the card over for something like this. I didn't expect to run into this. I'll explain it more later. And so he's actually able to play 2 creatures this turn, which puts me at a little bit of a disadvantage. But it's fine. So I'm actually going to play my Transcendent Envoy to make it so that my aura spells cost 1 less. So now I can attach this to my Transcendent Envoy, and it gives my creature +1/+1 and has first strike. And it creates a token. So when you attack with a creature, then your creature becomes tapped, so you can't use it and you can't block with it. You can only block with untapped creatures. Vigilance means that it doesn't tap when it attacks. So I could attack with this and then block with it my next turn, or on their turn. I'm not going to do that because, for one, it has Summoning Sickness, I can't attack with it, and 2, it would lose against anything he has. This also has Summoning Sickness, but it now has First Strike, which means when 2 creatures attack each other, essentially, they kind of crash into each other. They do their attacks at the same time. But with First Strike, my creature would attack first, so it would deal the 2 damage before I was dealt the 1 damage, so I'd take out any of his creatures before I took any damage. And with that, I'll pass the turn because there's nothing else I can do. I could attack, but it wouldn't mean anything because his creature would just block it and nothing would happen. It says, you may turn target creature to its owner's hand. That sucks. He's going to return my Transcendent Envoy. And because he did that, then... where's my... How do I look at my graveyard? Hello? Oh, it's over on this side. So because he returned the creature to my hand, that enchantment was no longer attached to anything and was sent to the graveyard. Then the enchantment did not return to my hand with the creature, which actually puts me at a pretty big disadvantage now. Because he has a creature with flying. Flying can only be blocked by something else with flying or with reach. That's not something we've seen yet. Doesn't matter. That's mostly something that green has. So I have to just take the 1 damage. And I have 11 health, he has 10. The whole point is to get your opponent to 0. Let's see, I'll play that island. I can do this for 2. And then... I'm trying to decide, is it better to play this? Or to play you? I think it's better to play the Auramancer's Guise for now. And we'll actually put the Auramancer's Guise on my warrior token with Vigilance. Because now I can attack with them, and he chose not to block, so he took the 3 damage. And now that it's his turn, I can still block with my warrior token. So he probably won't even attack me with anything. He sure didn't, but he paid a lot of mana for whatever this is. Turn target tapped creature to its owner's hand. I don't have any tapped creatures right now, so that does nothing. I got really lucky that I chose to do this instead. Ooh, that's not a bad one to have. So now I'm going to pay 3 and play my Azorius Locket. So I can tap this for any of the 2 colors of mana that I have. which means I can immediately play my Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist now. And next turn, I'll probably... the smarter thing that I should have done would have been play the Graceblade Artisan, then next turn play Arden. It doesn't matter, I already chose to do this. And now I can select target permanent or player, so I'm actually going to choose my Transcendent Envoy, and I can attach any number of auras to it. So I'm going to do that. I moved my Auramancer's Guise from my Warrior token to my Transcendent Envoy, and now I choose to attack with him. And because this aura gave him Vigilance, he did not tap. And we move on. And he's doing Stern Dismissal, returning it to my hand again, which then destroys my other enchantment. That sucks. Now I can't block him in the air, I'm just stuck taking damage. So he played Field Research for 3, and it has a kicker cost, which means if he pays an additional 2 of anything in 1 blue mana, then it does a little more. So he could have paid 6 to draw 3 cards instead of 2. He didn't. He didn't have the mana for it. So he just drew 2 cards. That's an alright card. I have enough I could play Sovereign of Lost Alara. Or creature you control attacks alone. That creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If you attacks alone, you may search your library for an aura card that could enchant that creature. Put it onto the battlefield, attach that creature, then shuffle. That, not bad. I think what I should do is I'll play my Gracebound Artisan and bring back the Transcendent Envoy. Or not. This is one of the things that Blue specializes in. It's called a counterspell. So, since it's an instant, he can choose to play this whenever he wants to. And essentially, since I was to cast a spell, which is my Transcendent Envoy, he basically paid 2 mana and told me no. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Which, since this has a mana value of 2, being the 1 and 1 of anything else, he can do that. So that sucks. Sends it to the graveyard. The spell never happened. So we move on. I can select this... Oh, right. Because of that. I'm just not going to do the effects, because it wouldn't change anything. His turn comes around. He doesn't do anything. That's great for me. Because now I can play Sovereigns of Lost Alara. And he doesn't have the counterspell for it. Let's see. And with my creature now attacking alone, it first off gets exalted. So it'll get +1/+1 until end of turn. And then the other ability will go off, allowing me to search my library for an aura card and attach it to that creature. This is just choosing how I want my effects to resolve. So I'm choosing to have the exalted go off first, so now he's bigger. And then I'll have the other optional one go off. Let's see. +1/+1 for each enchantment you control, and has first strike. Versus, let's see. This one would let me draw a card, that's not bad. But I think I am going to go with Ethereal Armor. So now he has to block me, otherwise he'd lose. He has only 4 health, now I have 6 attack. So he chooses to block with his Eidolon of Philosophy. And since I have first strike, I take his thing out, nothing happens to me, we move on. And he goes back to a 5/6 because Exalted wore off. Stealer of Secrets. That's a good card, actually. Whenever it deals damage to a player, draw a card. Now, I'll attach that enchantment. So I, for one, get to draw a card. I can't play it. I've already played my land for turn. But now he has flying. So he only has 1 creature that can block this. So unless he suddenly plays something fantastical on his next turn, then I win. Exalted goes off. We'll choose another Cartouche of Knowledge, because it means I get to draw another card. And now I have a 14-15. This guy is massive. Merchant of Secrets, when it enters, he draws a card. This one also has Exalted. He couldn't do anything, so that sucks for him. I'm going to attack with just you. Exalted goes off. We'll attach another thing to him. I deal 18 damage. I win. So now, because of the ante that we got, then I get his Obero Palace of the Clouds, which is not a bad card. Mana. And because I won, then I get a whole bunch of random cards, which some of these are really good. These two are some of my... Well, this one's one of my favorites, because it just flips a creature back to their hand. So I'll absolutely be using that one. And I'll probably start using this one. Let's see, Improvise and Hexproof. I'll probably sell you. So as you see down here, I can click on these, and I can choose to sell something if I'd like. So here, I'm going to choose to sell the Bastion Inventor. It's not going to sell for a lot because it's not a fantastic card, whereas this card would sell for 300 gold. I'm not going to do that right now because the card is good. And I get an achievement because I played at least 8 lands, so I was what was called mana flooded. That's just a term that people who play Magic refer to, like, having too much mana. I'm actually going to add one of those to my deck and remove an island for it, because Obero Palace is essentially the exact same as an island. And I'll add both of these. So now I have 2 instants. And actually, we'll just do that. So instead of my deck having 40, now it has 43 cards. I didn't mean to re-enter the cave. Going for the dungeon that the game would like me to. I lied. We're gonna fight an Apprentice Black Wizard. What is his ante? Exile this from the graveyard, put a 2/2 zombie creature token on the battlefield. Activate this only anytime you can cast a sorcery. So sorcery is different from an instant, because sorceries can only be cast on your turn and only during your main phases. I didn't go over phases enough, so I'll explain those in a moment. But it's basically a lot slower than an instant. You can't cast it at the same, like, at instant speed. You can't cast it in response to anything. You can't cast it on your opponent's turn. It's only on yours. And my aqueous form is my ante. So I won the coin toss. I will choose to play first again. It's not a bad starting hand. Not a whole lot to work with, but I'll keep it anyways. So right now it's my main phase 1. This is where I can play land, I can cast any of my spells, I can go from there. Then there's declaring attackers and declaring blockers, which come up in combat. And after combat, it goes to my main phase 2, which I can then play my land if I didn't during main phase 1 and cast other spells. Pass the turn. Ooh, you're gonna play your Ghoul's Color Accomplice. Alright. So now I'm in danger because I don't have any creatures. I can't do anything to him. But I can do Frantic Search, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Let's see. I'll discard that land and this one. And now I can untap all 3 of my lands, allowing me to play my Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist. That's great. I can do that, but I don't have any enchantments to attach to anything. And since this would result in both of our creatures losing because they're both 2/2s, 2 power, 2 toughness, he chooses not to attack me. Instead he plays Virus Beetle. It's making me discard a card. That sucks. Which of these is worse? Honestly, Oromancer's Guise is worse. Let's see. I could play both of these which I think I will. And just make this one guy really big. So now I have a 6/6 with First Strike and Lifelink, which means whenever he deals damage, I gain that much health. So every time he attacks, I'm going to start gaining 6 health every time, which is really nice. Whip up the Erebos. Creatures you control have lifelink? That sucks for me. Turn creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, exile at the beginning of your next end step. So haste means that it can attack on the turn it's summoned. It does not suffer summoning sickness. Exile instead of putting it anywhere else. Activate the only time you can cast a sorcery. Cool. So now he has reason to start attacking me, because he'll start getting health from it. Doesn't matter to me, because I'm gaining more health than he is. Which land did I leave untapped? Good, I left that one. I think I am going to go with another Ethereal Armor, and just attach it to this guy again, because now he's just gaining +1 for every single enchantment I control. Which means he's really big, and I'm gaining 10 health on every attack. So I don't need to care that he's attacking me with, his 2/2, because I'm simply dealing more damage than he is. Counter target green spell. Play this as an interrupt. Interrupts are instants. It's an old Magic term. This is a very old card, from like the very beginning of Magic. And since I'm not playing green, that card literally does nothing to me. Play my Azorius Locket, and I'll actually just attach that to this. And attack, because of my Cartouche of Knowledge, then he gains flying. So now he can't block it with his one creature. I deal 13 damage, I win, I get his Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. And what else do I get from him? Oh, this is from the Marvel set that just released. Whenever Bob attacks alone, return him to his owner's hand. If you do, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Huh. Yeah, alright. Common damage to player, you may put target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Okay. Destroy target creature. This is what a lot of black is. It's destroying stuff. This isn't a fantastic card just because of how much it costs. So I am going to put that in the sell pile. 1/1 with lifelink. I can incubate. I don't think I'll use that ever. I'll hold on to these two, because why not? Win a game with 20 more life than you started with. I didn't realize I gained that much life. Okay, so now we'll enter an actual dungeon. Many quests you undertake in your adventure will send you to one or more dungeons, just like this one. Dungeons are filled with enemies, but also treasures like gold, mana shards, and cards. These are mana shards. They'll come up when I go to a shop. Your next objective is to defeat any single enemy in a duel. You can find them in a dungeon like this one, or wandering around outside on the world map. To begin a duel, simply walk into an enemy. I've already done that twice. I'm good. If you are defeated by an enemy, that's okay. If, or when, that happens, you'll lose some of your starting health and a percentage of your gold, but you've learned what to expect from that enemy in the future. Unlike on the world map, an enemy that defeats you in a dungeon will remain on the map, and you can try to duel them again, or run away and seek out another opponent. If you want or need to heal yourself, go back to town. Some quests like this one have multiple objectives that can be achieved simultaneously. Your other current objective is to find and enter a cave on the world map. An enemy defeated in a cave or on the way there will count as the enemy to defeat for your first objective, so feel free to do these things in any order. This actually has a lot of white in it. You can tell because there's a priest, knights are a big thing in white, and monks. There's shards there, that's like a pack of cards, and that's a treasure chest. I'm not going to do this at the moment, mostly because I want to do this cave. Caves are typically small. This one clearly isn't. A cave is functionally identical to a dungeon, but can be classified separately for quest purposes. A cave would not have would not have completed your objective to find the dungeon, nor would that dungeon count for this one. If you haven't defeated an enemy in a duel yet, you can pick a fight with an enemy here for that. Otherwise, you can return to town. I am going to fight one of these skeletons. And we're going to see if I can win. Drudge Skeletons is his ante. This is just a thing with some of the card arts uploaded here. They're a little blurry. The card doesn't actually look this blurry. So this has Regenerate, which means if it were to die, he can pay 1 black mana and essentially re-summon the creature. That's the ante. It's an okay card. I probably won't use it. I lost the coin toss, so he chose to go first. He's playing Duty Bound Dead, which has a very high regeneration cost, so I wouldn't be surprised if he never did it. And I'm probably just going to have to suck the 1 damage next turn. Yeah, so he'll attack me. It has Exalted, so it gets +1/+1 until end of turn, so it's now a 1/3. If you would draw a card, well, you have no cards in your hand. Instead, you draw 2 cards and lose 1 life. Okay. Now I'll play my Transcendent Envoy. And end my turn. Okay. So because of Exalted, that would become a 3/2. There's no point to me blocking that, despite the fact that it's a lot of damage to take at the moment. Let's see. But I can pay 1 there, and pay another 1 there, which realistically, if I were smart, I would have actually played the Cartouche of Solidarity first, attached it to this, gotten the warrior token, then attached Ethereal Armor to the warrior token, so I have 2 big creatures instead of 1 that's big and, 1 that's a chump blocker, essentially. But I am going to attack in the air for 5. And then I'll end my turn. The Death Baron. Ooh. Skeletons you control and other zombies you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. This means that if it deals any amount of damage, no matter the health of my creature, it will die. So I can't block any of his stuff with my Transcendent Envoy or I'll lose him. So I'm actually going to play Stern Dismissal, flip that back to your hand, because I don't want to deal with it this turn. Sadly, I don't have anything to increase my damage enough to win this turn, so I'll have to win next turn. He plays a Death Baron again. Really? You didn't attack with anything? That's a snow mana. That's a really niche mechanic that won't come up very often, so we'll ignore it for now. Essentially, snow lands produce snow mana, but still regular mana. And he doesn't have anything with flying, so he loses. And I get his Drudge Skeletons. Let's see. At the beginning of your upkeep, deals to that player damage equal to the enchanted creature's power unless he or she sacrifices another creature. Okay. I could see that being useful. 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. Dead-Eye Tracker explores. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. You lose life equal to that creature's toughness. I'll probably... Destroy target land! Land destruction is a niche mechanic as well, that if you ever play it in Magic, everyone will hate you. Because it just removes the fun for the other person. Winning a duel grants you rewards, usually a combination of gold and cards. Some enemies drop a wider assortment of cards for variety, but others specifically give cards from their own deck. If you still need to visit a cave, do that now, otherwise it's time to return to town. It's not a bad idea to occasionally visit town to sell extra cards, browse the shops, or pick up a new quest. Every town has its own assortment of shops, and thus its own unique collection of cards for sale. I'm actually going to come and fight this skeleton first to try to get those 2 goodies back there. Rhinebound Dead. Alright. And my ante is my Ironclad Slayer. Alright. How much mana are you? Dang. I'm going second. I lost the coin flip again. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. Thanks. Same start as last time. So he's gonna start hitting me every turn for 2 damage, which sucks. But I can play my Heliod Pilgrim and put an enchantment in my hand, which I think Ethereal Armor is the one I should pick. So I'm about to suck another 2 damage here, which sucks, but it's fine. And now... Ooh. Yeah, we'll do this and put the Cartouche of Knowledge on him. So now I have a warrior. So I'm gaining creatures, which is good, because I needed it. And because I have a very much bigger creature that has First Strike because of this, he's not going to attack me with anything. Let's see. I am going to attach that there, and then attach that there. So now I have 2 big creatures with First Strike, and this one has Lifelink. Wow. So he is blocking with a lot, and he's going to regenerate pretty much all of them. So now I get to assign where I want damage to go. So I'll put damage on each of them, and then an extra 1 on these 2, because I don't have anything else to do. Dang, and because they all lived, technically the damage didn't happen, and I gained no life from it. Or I did. No, I definitely did. My starting health was 12. I'm a liar. Damage was dealt. I gained life. And because he knows that he needs to regenerate stuff, he's not playing. I lied. That's not why he's not playing. He's not playing because he's top decking, which means he has no cards in his hand. But I can start playing you. Yeah, oh no, I lied. I don't have enough mana yet. But I can play my Azorius Locket. And put that there. Because why not? Which then gives me another warrior token. And I'll just attack with my warrior. He regenerates all of them. I'm just going to auto-assign the damage, gain my 7 health, and move on. Oh, there he is. He did play something. This enters tapped. Now I can play the Sovereigns of Lost Alara. Which means when I attack with my 1 token, it's exalted, and I get to attach an enchantment to it. Which means I'm going to enchant the Cartouche of Knowledge, which gives it flying, so he can no longer block it. And I got to draw a card. So he's now in big trouble. He can't block anything. He couldn't play anything either. So, sucks to be him. We're just going to put another enchantment on it because I think it's funny. And look at how giant this is. What do you do? Whenever a creature dies of an aura you control is attached to it, return that creature card. You can remember mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Alright. And we'll attack for 19 in the air. 20 in the air. Sorry. 31 in the air. And just absolutely destroy him. Take the Rhymebound Dread. Get a whole bunch of cards. This can't block. I don't like sacrificing swamps or creatures. Can't be blocked by walls. I don't like sacrificing creatures. So they're all going to be sold. Win a game with no cards in your hand. I had cards in my hand. Maybe I didn't, and I just didn't notice. Regardless. So let's see what we got. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a charge counter on this artifact. Remove 3 charge counters from this artifact. Create a 3/3 golem. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. I'll keep a counter spell. 1/1 with double strike. You might have use later. Dinosaur, you're big. That's a 7/7. Honestly, my other card is just better, so I'm not gonna use you, I'll just sell you. Whenever this explodes a creature, gain control of target artifact or creature until end of turn, untap that permanent, it gains haste. And Ty Lee. I should make an avatar deck. Tap with one target creature doesn't untap if during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Ty Lee. Cool. Yeah, I'll keep you. And I might sneak around them and try to just grab those other gems. Oop, he noticed me. I lied. We're just gonna leave. We might come back. And we're gonna enter town. Like most small towns, there are more shops and market stalls than there are houses. With much of the town's occupants traveling in from outlying areas each morning, many merchants are peddling their wares, the most relevant to a wizard having colorful, if at all times crude, signs in front of their shops advertising their specialties. Inn's just rocket. The inn sounds just raucous enough to know that it is doing healthy business. Alright, I'm just gonna... Anyways. We're gonna move on. So now I'm supposed to go and accept a job. I am going to sell cards, so I can sell 12 cards for a total of 450 gold. Which I did. And this is a draft that I can join for Dragons of Tarkir. I don't think I will. I know Dragons of Tarkir was a good set. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So let's see, what cards do I want from here? Not a lot that really catches my eye. Oh. That's interesting. An effect from the graveyard. Karn, slivers. Slivers are cool. I could make a sliver deck eventually. Cast Mage. Oh, okay. Gives flashback. Grove Summoner. Forests in your hand. Forest cards in your hand and library perpetually become 3 for tree folk creatures. Huh. That's not bad. If you're a Doctor Who fan, they have a whole set of Doctor Who cards. I never really watched Doctor Who, so... Holy crap. Because this is an alt-art card, it's a Final Fantasy card! Because it's like a special fancy card, it's worth 2,500. That's really expensive. This is a whole bunch of walls. Walls can't really attack ever. They also had a Lord of the Rings set. So they're like Mordor. Let's see. Yeah, King of the Oathbreakers, so there's another Lord of the Rings card. Cradle of Baldur's Gate. That's another game I could stream at some point. Baldur's Gate 3. That's a fun one. Still nothing that really is catching my eye from any of these. Ooh. Mass Manipulation. I could just gain control of a whole bunch of creatures. Shivan Meteor. Interesting. Destroy all creatures. That's what's known as a board wipe. Or if you just don't like the state the board is in, you can just remove everything. All the Skyclaves. Ugh, excuse me. Okay. Vibranium Energy Daggers, another one from the Marvel set. Indestructible. Let's see. Lightning Phoenix. I own this card. I got it in a draft at one point. Ooh. You're a really good card. But I don't really have a deck that goes along with you, so it's a little pointless for me to do so. And now, a lot of Slivers. Slivers are a creature type that every single one of them has an ability kind of like this. Slivers you control have haste. Slivers you control have this creature gets +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp, and they gain regenerate. Slivers you control have replicate. Slivers you control, have sacrifice and gain health. Slivers have vigilance. Essentially, their whole thing is every other, the more of them you have, the stronger all of them are. So they can get really dangerous really fast. Dangerous roaming explorer. Holy crap, you just skyrocket your base toughness and power? Interesting. Rakdos Key Rune. Keening Stone. I could make a mill deck. That's really funny. Milling is essentially sending cards from the top of your opponent's deck to their graveyard. And if your opponent loses every card in their deck and can no longer draw, they lose. So milling is just a whole thing of, instead of killing you, taking all your health, you just can't draw anymore and you lose because of that. A lot of good cards, but not a lot of them that I want at the moment. Because I think what I should focus on is making one deck really good before I move on to other decks. Let's see. Brassman? Brassman's not good, but it's funny. Let's see. I want to make a Final Fantasy deck. That's another game I could play. Final Fantasy VII, and I have planned on doing some Final Fantasy stuff. Here's another one, Edgar. Final Fantasy Renaissance. That's one that I really enjoyed. I could do a Final Fantasy V randomizer because I liked that one a lot. Oh gosh, the Ninja Turtles set that released recently. Forgot about that one. Soulless Jailer. Oh yeah, the Fallout set that they have. They have a Fallout set. Why don't they have a Skyrim set? What the heck? That feels more in tune with magic. Ember Cleave. Each attacking creature you control attach it to target gains +1/+1 and it's double strike and trample. That's not bad. It's a pretty good card. Conformer Shuriken, that's another Final Fantasy card. Same with the Reaper's Sight. Wanted Plate Mail. Bilbo's Ring. As long as it's your turn, equipped creature is hexproof and can't be blocked. Let's see. Oh, this one just doubled my life total every time I dealt damage with an attached creature. That's funny. Ginger Behemoth. This is a custom card from MTG Forge, so it doesn't have art. It's not, an official card. There are a couple that fall into that in here. Oh, this card's really good too. Could make an artifact deck. And I can refresh whatever shop has by paying gems. I really shouldn't be looking at slivers very much right now because I can't afford any of them. Dang, I can't afford any from here either. I didn't realize they were all expensive. Let's look at what the tournament here is. Innistrad? I'm okay. I'm gonna look at the map. And I'll probably go visit this chain of towns real fast. Yeah, you're gonna do a little bit of town searching. And just kind of determine what deck do I want to work towards? How do I want to boost my own deck? Let's see. So my deck right now is blue-white. So really, that's kind of what I should be focusing on. Captain America's shield. It's +0/+8 and has vigilance. Dang. That's pretty good. I might grab that Captain America's shield. Well, oh, I accidentally bought this because I was clicking. Crap, I just spent a lot of money on that. I know Minsk and Boo are good enough, but I can't play this. I don't have the mana to do so. I'm not a red-green deck. Dang it. When was the last autosave? It was when I entered this town. I know it's probably frowned upon, but I might do it. Also, clearly it was not when I entered this town. It was when I exited that one. Oh, that was dumb by me. Did that change what cards are in here? I hope it didn't. It doesn't look like it. No. Captain America's shield is still there. Lion Turtle from Avatar. Legolas, counter of kills. Aerith. If you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I like Aerith a lot, and I like that card. I might grab that and Captain America's shield. Mostly because Captain America's shield is actually a good card. And I don't know if I'll run into that Aerith one again. I like it. Don't judge me. Oh, the Assassin's Creed set. That's another game I've never played. I've never played Assassin's Creed. You can't cast permanent spells? Interesting. Chief of the Foundry is pretty decent, especially if I were to go for an artifact attack. Not really anything in there that stands out. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the Captain America shield. And we're gonna check the inn. See what, it's a jumpstart. March of the Machines. Alright, well now I can't actually buy anything from any of these places, so I'm just gonna start looking at some of the drafts. Master Edition 3. Maybe I will look at some of these. Colossus of Akros is good. Oh. Right, and this I can sell gems for money, or... well, I can buy gems for money, and I can sell gems for money. Because I don't lose gems when I lose a fight, but I do lose money. So there is reason to... Oh, another Final Fantasy card, Furion. But there is reason to buy gems if you expect to lose. I never do, because I don't plan on losing. I definitely will lose. Eventually. But I don't plan on it. What is your draft? I already checked it. Okay, I'm gonna save the game. I don't remember what my guy's name was. I'm gonna end this episode. I'm not ending stream, just the episode. Well, I might run to the bathroom. Anyways, yeah, I'll post these, once a day. Probably anywhere from half an hour to an hour, depending on how much happens in every episode. Considering this is the first one, then, I'll post a longer one. But yeah. Feel free to join on Mondays. Twitch.tv/GoopPrime4. Oh, my category is still FNAF. Dang it, I didn't realize it was, man. Oh, that sucks. Whatever. Anyways, I'll post again. But, thanks for watching.